That'll be enough, Jack Munch.
You shouldn't have picked on McKinney, Jack Munch.
You yellow little weasel.
I'm advising you, Hawkeye, to keep your young friend here under the same control you have so admirably exercised.
You can count on it, Shields. That's a pistol's destiny, to shoot. And when a man picks up a gun, that becomes his destiny, too.
That man frightens me. I'm afraid he's going to hurt me.
He's got us again, Peavy.
You're cheating.
How does a body cheat at darts?
I don't know, but somehow you figured out a way.
Don't be a sore loser.
I'm not a sore loser. McKinney's cheating. Nobody's so bad as to lose 8 games in a row as I just did.
That I'll grant you. Let me buy another ale there, Peeve. More ale, if you please.
So, the surgeon says to the sergeant, Sergeant, I got some bad news for you. You got a very weak heart. The slightest shock could kill you.
The sergeant says.
You laughing at me, colonial boy?
Who, me?
You don't see me looking at anybody else, do you?
Yes, mister, I was laughing at you.
Oh, you think I'm funny?
Yes, very funny, my friend.
What's so funny about me?
You tell a funny story.
You thought that was a funny story.
I thought it was supposed to be.
It was a sad story, boy. A tragic one. That sergeant was a friend of mine.
I'm sorry, mister. I took it to be a joke.
I think you owe me a tankard of ale.
I'm sorry, mister. I've no more money.
Then give me the one in your hand.
This one's promised.
Oh, give it to me.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Uh-oh.
I'll thank you for not making a sport of me, mister.
You leave me be, boy, or I'll make you sorry you didn't.
We should help him.
You want to fight Jack Munch, go ahead. McKinney's made his own bed. Now he's about to lie in it.
That'll be enough, Jack Munch.
Well, Hawkeye, we were just having a little fun here. Then you always were a serious sort of fella.
I don't believe Mr. McKinney here appreciates your sense of humor. I know I don't.
I wouldn't do anything rash if I were you.
Jack Munch,
Present!
Captain Shields will see you now.
I regret we'll have to save this for another time, Hawkeye. I really do look forward to it.
Does Captain Shields want with the likes of him?
I have no idea.
Thank you.
Very well, then. What do you have?
I'd prefer to speak in private.
I consider this to be official military business. My aide stays.
Le Général Philippe Chasseur-Broussard.
Excuse me?
You asked me what I got. One very French, very important general. Philippe Chasseur-Broussard.
Explain.
I was working for the French, and I happened to see some classified orders. Le Général is traveling from Fort Duquesne to Ticonderoga, traveling incognito with just a small guard. They'll be passing near here in a couple of days. I know where, I know when.
What do you want?
Amnesty. Wrote this up myself, all legal-like.
In return for information leading to the capture of the French general whose name I can't spell, but you know what I'm talking about? His Majesty's Army hereby drops all charges pending against Jack Terence Munch in connection with happenings of 9 July 1755. I will sign.
Looks like I'll be staying a while. We'll have to get together, Hawkeye. Fight about old times. You still want to tangle with me, Hawkeye? Take your best shot.
I wouldn't give you the pleasure. Why is Jack Munch walking around a free man when there are charges pending against him?
He has certain information that is potentially valuable to the war effort.
What information? And what did you promise him in return?
That is none of your concern.
You owe an explanation to the people of this fort. Munch has cost more than one good man his life.
Yes, he is a scoundrel and a mercenary. And unfortunately, it is the nature of this war that such men are often useful. Would that I could get my intelligence information from sources of which you morally approve, Hawkeye. But that is not always the case. Now, if you'll excuse me. Oh, Hawkeye. Any action against Jack Munch will be taken as an act of treason and will be dealt with accordingly.
If he doesn't bother me, I won't bother him, Taylor.
See that he does not bother you, then.
Just took me by surprise is all.
He was mopping the floor with you, McKinney.
I'd take him in a fair fight. I'll be ready if he starts up with me again.
Am I hearing notions of violence, boys?
Oh, no, ma'am. We're very peace-loving fellas.
And I suppose McKinney got his bloody nose by running into a hitching post.
Sometimes a man's honor's worth fighting for, ma'am.
There's also honor in not fighting.
But ain't no honor in watching a friend get the stuffing knocked out of him without raising a hand.
Elliot said to stay out of it.
Elliot is a soldier. He'd get sent to the stockade. You're a civilian coward.
Take that back.
The hell I will.
Gentlemen, stop, please.
I'm finished with my work, Miss Shields. I best be going. I'd like to find some more agreeable company than Peavy, if you don't mind.
I'll be on my way, too, then.
What's the matter with him?
Some foolish argument.
Can I help you?
Yes, thank you. I just have to get these to the barracks. What is it about men, Hawkeye?
You'll have to be a mite more specific.
Always fighting.
But I suppose it's in our nature to compete with one another.
But do you think that will ever change?
Maybe, but not for a long, long time.
Well, that doesn't sound very encouraging.
Well, in the meantime, there are still some of us around worth knowing.
This is true. I'll grant you that.
I'm sorry, Elizabeth.
What for?
But if the situation were different, I would have put him on the ground.
Because it's in your nature.
He's an unreasonable man.
Who is he, anyway?
Jack Munch, a turncoat and a coward, who was charged with stealing English munitions. Unfortunately, it hasn't been proven that he sold them to the French.
If he's been charged, why isn't he in jail?
Because he's under Taylor's protection, for reasons only known to him and Taylor.
Well, it's my old friend from last night. What's his name?
I ain't looking for any trouble.
Neither am I, just looking to be friendly. Of course, that's kind of hard to do when you don't even know a fellow's name.
I told you, friend.
Munch. The name's Munch. What's yours?
McKinney.
McKinney. Well, now, that wasn't so hard, now was it? Of course, now we're best buddies, McKinney. How about you buying me a drink?
How about you buy me one?
Now, I'd sure like to be doing that. But old Mr. Pocket says no more coins, so I guess the treat's gonna have to be on you.
I don't want to drink with you, Munch.
Don't be unfriendly, boy. I don't take rejection well. Your friend Hawkeye ain't around to save you now, is he, boy?
Give up, boy. Just walk away. You're gonna take that, lad. Walk away. Bare feet. Come on, boy. That's it. That's it.
All you got, boy? Now who's gonna buy me a drink?
He's lucky to be alive.
Poor McKinney. Tried to stand up to that bully. I'll come round later then. I should have done something.
You weren't there, son.
He's my friend. He looks out for me when he's not getting me in a heap of trouble. Can I talk to him?
He's sleeping now, Peavy. That's what he needs most right now is rest. Perhaps tomorrow. I can't believe this man will go unpunished.
Not much can be done, as long as the witnesses say that McKinney started it.
McKinney would defend himself, but he's not a brawler.
Do you want me to exact revenge on Jack Munch?
No. How do you stop violence without using violence?
Sometimes that's not possible.
I'll be right back, Miss Shields.
There's no need. I was about to close up. Don't worry about McKinney. He'll be fine. Is there something I can help you with?
I'm sure there must be.
Well, I'm about to close up for the day.
How about one of them blankets?
Is this all right?
Well, that'll be just fine.
Is there anything else?
Well, it'd sure be nice to have someone to share it with. You look like a woman who appreciates the company of a man.
I'm married.
I don't see no husband hanging around. Only one I see you with is old Hawkeye. Now, does your husband approve of that?
Hawkeye is a gentleman.
Well, if he ain't sampled your charms, then he's a fool as well. See here now, it's not gonna kill you. To show a lonely gent a little kindness.
You'd better leave now.
Or what? Are you afraid? You might ask me to stay.
Hello, soldier boy.
Oh, don't shoot. It's only me and tonight's supper.
Hawkeye, I was...
May I? Well, that's a fine-looking weapon, Peavy. I didn't know you were a marksman.
Oh, I'm just practicing. The man's got to defend himself.
That's true. It's natural for a man to want to protect himself, his family, and his friends.
Yeah, that's all I aim to do.
You know, every now and then, I long for the days before I ever knew what a gun was. The days of the bow and arrow. A bow is an honorable weapon. It only serves to make a man equal to his prey. See, the deer is swift. So is the arrow. The bobcat has teeth, but so does the arrow. But a pistol makes a man more of a match than his quarry. And that's not nature's way. It seems the only target that's a match for a man in a pistol is another man in a pistol.
Well, I don't aim to do any shooting. It's just to have.
A gun can never be content to just be had, Peavy. You see, someone carved that handle. Some smithy forged the iron, molded it, polished it. Some gunsmith fashioned the barrel, strike plate, the trigger. All for one purpose.
And what's that?
So somebody'd shoot it. That's a pistol's destiny, to shoot. And when a man picks up a gun, that becomes his destiny too, whether he likes it or not.
Are you sure you didn't do something to provoke such behavior?
Don't insult me, Taylor.
A woman has no business operating a trading post all by herself. You really are just asking for this sort of thing.
Why am I defending myself? He's the one that's the criminal.
I appreciate your annoyance, Elizabeth, I do. But I'm afraid you'll have to look on it as a minor inconvenience of this war.
You don't understand, Taylor. That man frightens me. I'm afraid he's going to hurt me.
I'm sure you're quite exaggerating.
You care more about your career than me. Is that it?
Elizabeth, how could you say such a thing? I could never let anything happen to the beloved wife of my dear brother.
Of course not.
Good night! Well. I know you. You're the Colonial's little friend. You come for some of what your friend got?
You shouldn't have picked on McKinney, Jack Munch.
You gonna shoot me? Go ahead. Do it! You don't have the nerve. You yellow little weasel.
Mr. Peavy, do you realize that there is a war going on?
Yes, sir.
And do you wish to flaunt not only the laws of the Crown's colonies, but the best interests of an entire nation's righteous cause in the selfish pursuit of your own petty personal interests?
No, sir.
And do you realize that while you may have personal differences with Mr. Jack Munch, he is under the protection of His Majesty's army and possesses important information useful to the war effort?
No, sir.
Well, you do now.
You're mine, you cowardly little ferret.
Mr. Munch, that is quite enough. Be assured that this command does have a limit to its patience.
He tried to kill me.
Yes, that is what you said.
Just because there are no witnesses don't mean it didn't happen.
From the way you drink, Mr. Munch, I don't doubt that is exactly what happened.
Oh, the hell it is!
Mr. Munch, do you wish to go to the stockade to face the charges pending against you?
We have an agreement. In 2 days, I'm a free man.
Mr. Munch, I have no further wish to interact with you until such time as you are scheduled to dispense your intelligence information, to wit, tomorrow. I'm advising you, Hawkeye, to keep your young friend here under the same control you have so admirably exercised.
You can count on it, Shields.
Peavy is the one who had better count on it, or he will find himself in front of a firing squad. Perhaps you can make that as clear to him as I obviously have done with you.
I'll try, but you best do the same with your friend, Mr. Munch here.
Leave him to me.
If I can. Come on, Peavy.
It ain't over.
No, it isn't.
It isn't fair, Hawkeye.
Like Mr. Munch said, it ain't over.
You were right. I never should have picked up a gun.
You want to tell me about it?
I feel like a fool. I turned yellow. The only reason the gun went off was because I tripped over my own feet trying to get away from Munch.
I thought the only reason you wanted it was to have it.
You were right about it being destiny to fire that gun. How come you're right about everything, Hawkeye?
For everything I'm right about, there was a time I was wrong. That's called learning. Now, I'll see that this gets back to its rightful owner, but you stay away from Munch.
I will.
McKinney. It's me, Peavy.
Oh, Peeve.
How are you doing?
I feel like a coach and 6 horses run me over.
Well, that's good.
That's good.
Well, you look worse than that.
Help me up.
Are you supposed to
What's supposed to have anything to do with anything? Help me over to that chair.
You all right?
Yeah, just trying to get my head about me is all. I can't take laying in bed all the day long.
I'd trade places with you. Well, except for that beat all to heck part.
It feels good to move around. Amazing what a fist to the belly can do to a body's mobility. I want to thank you for what you tried to do, Peeve.
It wasn't nothing.
No, you're wrong there. No, it was something, all right. It was a stupid thing to do. You realize you could have killed Munch? If you had it, you would have hung. What if he would have killed you?
You don't need to scold me. I already got an earful from a whole passel of concerned acquaintances. And anyway, I gave the gun to Hawkeye, and I'm out of the revenge business for good.
Good.
Well, all right then.
I ain't gonna say it again.
What?
Thank you.
I believe this belongs to you.
Peavy,
Mr. Lightfingers himself.
what a foolhardy thing to do.
Just like many a young man. He confuses courage with foolishness. He's lucky he wasn't charged with murder.
Jack Munch is the lucky one. Why should a man like that have so much luck?
That'll change.
Well, how do you know that?
Everybody's does.
God's name is going on here?
This woman invites me into a room and then decides to act coy.
That is the most outrageous lie!
You know damn good and well what he was trying to do, Taylor.
Enough! Enough from all of you! Munch, if you feel the need for a woman, one can be found at the tavern. Now get out! Elizabeth, lock your doors.
Out of my way.
Hawkeye, keep your hands off that man or I swear I will throw you in the stockade. Understood?
Understood.
I'm out again.
You still in?
Yep, what you got?
2 pair. Jacks over 10s.
Dang, I had 2 aces.
That's, 3 shillings you owe me now.
It's not sporting to take advantage of the infirm, you know.
You're the one who wanted to play cards.
Yeah. Should be glad when I can get out of here. What else is there to do that you can't do a bed?
Not much without women.
Oh, like you'd know.
I know me a little bit about women. I once kissed Prissy McWhorter behind the smithy shed.
And?
And what?
So that's about all on that subject matter. Is Munch still here?
Huh?
Is Munch still here?
We're not supposed to talk about him. Miss Shields thinks it'll get you all riled up.
Well, she's right.
Well, Hawkeye sure is chomping at the bit to get him.
In a short time, it won't matter. If Munch fulfills his promise by tomorrow, he leaves here a free man.
How do you know that?
Because I'm Captain Shields' aide, that's how.
Well?
Well, what?
What is it that Munch is going to do for the captain tomorrow?
Oh, I'm not supposed to tell.
You aim to let that son of a gun that near killed our dear friend McKinney here get off scot-free?
I certainly don't. As long as no one knows the information came from me.
I know what it is Munch is going to do for the captain.
Well?
Well, there's a French general coming this way, and he's got nary but a small guard with him. And he's pretending not to be a general.
But if Munch is due to give up his information tomorrow, that means the general must be passing near enough for Taylor to catch him. The general is more than likely headed east from Fort Duquesne. If he's within a day's ride of here tomorrow, that would place him right about here.
Yeah, that's how I figure it.
I think I'm going to take a little trip tonight, Peavy. Good work.
Thank you, Hawkeye.
If I give you this gun, do you think you can handle it for just one night?
Yes, sir.
I want you to stand guard outside Elizabeth's. Now, if Munch comes around, I want you to fire in the air. Bring help.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. In the air, not Munch. Understood?
Yes, sir, and I'll try not to fall over neither.
That would be good, too.
Où est le rabat?
Oui, mon gérard.
À ta sphère, idiot!
Peavy? What are you doing out here?
I'm guarding you, ma'am. I promised Hawkeye.
Did you also promise him that you would freeze to death?
No, ma'am. It just seems to be a natural byproduct.
Well, do you think you could guard me from inside the trading post?
I can't see a reason why not.
Good.
Keep the home fires burning, sweetheart. I'll be back soon.
Munch.
What?
Be silent.
Riders, coming in! Right, lads, get out. Over the gates.
Believe I have something you're looking for. General Broussard, I'd like you to meet Captain Taylor Shields. He'll be your host for the next few days.
Escort the general to the stockade and see that he is comfortable. Well done, Hawkeye.
Thank you, Captain.
Shields, wait a minute. What about our deal?
What about it?
I have a signed agreement with you.
Yes, your amnesty. It is granted. Simultaneously, the immunity you have enjoyed here at Fort Bennington is, as of this moment, withdrawn. Hawkeye. Mr. Munch.
Wait a minute, Shields. Shields! Hey! You heard the captain. I'm a free man.
That's not all you are, Munch. You are a bully and a coward. And as I recall, you challenged me the other day, and I apologize for making you wait so long to accept it. But I reckon I'm ready now. Now, that's not much of a way to conduct a fight. And you like to fight, don't you? You're a big, strong man. And quick. But you like to fight boys and attack women. That's not much of a match for a big, strong man like yourself. That's just bullying. It's not fighting. Now, when you hurt people and beat on them as a way of living, you got to remember this. There's always going to be somebody willing to return the favor. Now get out, Munch.
McKinney?
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering...
What?
Well, say what happened to you and Jack Munch. Well, say it had been me who got all beat to heck.
Uh-huh.
Would you have done what I did?
Not exactly.
What do you mean?
I would have found a way to get rid of him. That's what.
And how would you have done that?
I would have asked Hawkeye.
Let's checkmate.
Hey!
Peavy and McKinney learned a few lessons. They nursed their wounds, both physical and mental. They did not boast of confrontations to come. They now know that in the presence of evil, virtue is no security. Our protection this time, as in so many times in the past, was provided by a hand as strong and caring as any I have ever known.